Hey, Gary. We are starting the show in 5 minutes, so I'm getting everything ready and creating an audience, which I think is amazing.
4 minutes until showtime.
Hey, you guys. Hey, Cindy. Oh, my gosh. So excited. Dana's there. It's going to be the first time I've done my show in a while. We're going to be starting in a few minutes. 2 minutes. It's going to be fun. Look at that. That's awesome. I'm learning how to use my PC to do this as well. Add people. Oh my gosh. Hey, Debbie. Vale. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is awesome. We're going to be talking about where we're putting our energy, which is pretty cool. Hey, Tish. So excited everybody's joining me. Jennifer. I am live from my PC, Dana. That is true. Hearts, hearts, hearts. I love it. Yes, I am live from my PC. Oh my gosh, I hope you guys are all doing awesome. Oh, you can only do it from your phone? You should be able to do it from your PC.
Minutes until showtime.
I would update your Facebook, able to do that, so that way you can do it live from your PC. I got to turn off my phone. So you should be able to do that. They have that all prepared that way now. All right, let's see here. So my phone's not dinging. My little green room. Totally love it. Oh my gosh, thank you. It has been quite a year for me. It's been crazy. We're still going through a lot of stuff, which I'll talk about in a little bit, but oh my gosh, thank you. It's a lot of work in progress. It's all eating pretty much whole food now since I'm off a lot of food. It's crazy. So we should be starting pretty soon.
1 minute.
1 minute.
Showtime.
Oh my gosh. And I see that you guys are all doing amazing as well. Cynthia Hernandez, welcome. Oh my gosh, you guys, please share this broadcast. We're going to be talking about where you're putting your energy. It's only going to be an hour show from now on. I'm not going to be doing 2 hours because I feel like an hour is enough time so that people can get what they can and move on to the next, not hanging out for too long. So if you guys can like and share, that would be amazing. Like, love, and share. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you guys are awesome.
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Last Talk Radio.
People are always saying, you'll never make it. Don't listen to them. You feel weak and have lost all your courage. Be brave. Be bold. Guess what? It all ends right now. Welcome to Just Rita, a show that empowers women all over the world to be the best version of themselves. No matter where you come from, that will not dictate who you will be in life. Join your host, Rita Doman, right now and learn that you can have it all because you know you are worthy of all those goodies in life and want to make your life shine. It's just in time. It's just for you. It's just that simple. It's Just Rita. Now, here is your host of the Just Rita radio show, Rita Doman.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, no matter where you are in the world, since we do have listeners all over the world now, which I think is amazing. Welcome to the Just Rita Real Talk live radio show at www.justritarealtalk.com, and we are also on Blog Talk Radio. Out to you. Oh my gosh, thank you, Tish. I'm so excited to be here. It has been a while since I have participated. It's been actually probably 3 weeks, almost a month. But as you guys know, I have been going through a lot of stuff medically, and a couple of weeks ago I had another spinal puncture. So I was kind of like down and out a little bit. We're trying to figure out what my situation is and why my eyesight is leaving me. But thank goodness we don't have to have a shunt installed in my body so that we can constantly keep the spinal fluid off. So that's great news. We just still have to find out what's going on with my eyes and why they're starting to go blind, which is the hardest part and the craziest thing. So I have all new doctors now, all new neurologists. Pretty soon, hopefully I will sound like I don't have a cold, because I just found out too that my sinuses are completely clogged. So we're on medicine to get all that undone. It has just been one crazy year. This whole thing has pretty much started, last spring when I started losing the sight in my right eye. And this spring I started losing the sight in the left eye, which is leaving me pretty rapidly. So this year has been nuts. So needless to say, the last couple of weeks I've been down and out. I haven't really done the show, but I'm getting recharged again. I had done a fire walk, a month ago. It was in August, actually. So it was over, because can you believe we're almost done with October? Next week is like Halloween or something. Jeez, it's crazy. I know. And then we've got November, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and we're starting the new year in literally 2.5 months. How insane is that? To me, it is unbelievable. But I had done a fire walk in August. I went in Colorado, and it was awesome. It was Awaken Your Inner Fire with the Warrior Goddess group. I did it in Colorado, which was phenomenal. To be able to get your energy level as high as fire, to be able to walk on the coals without burning yourself, was amazing. And so Heather Ash Amara, this is her book. Oh my gosh, I can never do this right. This is her book, and it is unbelievable. So I was working the other day, because I actually work like part-time to a part-time job. My sister-in-law introduced me to her law firm, and so I will answer the phones when they're down a receptionist. So I go in whenever they need me and do it. So the greatest thing about that is sometimes I get to do what I want to do while I'm answering the phone. And so I started reading my book here, and then I started getting inspired by all of these ideas, all these topics, because a lot of times when the day comes up, it's like, oh my God, what are we going to talk about? What is there to talk about? Who wants to talk about what? And so I literally sat there throughout the day thinking, using my noodle, and came up with like pages of ideas. Like all the bullets are like ideas. I can never do this backwards, of things to talk about. I literally have like five pages. And so one of the things I came across, you know how we've got all this stuff happening in our world right now? We've got all these natural disasters. We have, obviously the political drama that continues. Now we've got the sexual harassment stuff that is continuing. And I've been noticing a lot more people are posting, what do you call them, polls, right? They want to know how many people have been sexually harassed at their work. And it's like people are jumping on all of these wagons. So that's something that I want to talk about today, about where do we put our energy? I know that there's a lot of things that we want to worry about, and if it's in our control, we can, participate. But there's a lot of things that are just perpetuating more drama and perpetuating and stealing your energy, your focus. And so that's something that I really wanted to talk about today. So what a great way to start it, especially since we're coming near to October, right? And we're going to be started heading into the holiday season. And there's going to be a lot of festivity, a lot of parties. And that's something that we should probably have this conversation now so we can prepare and get ready for conversations that we're going to be having at the holiday parties. Because there's a lot of parties that go on in November as well. Businesses try to get the parties done in November so it doesn't get too late. Hey, Mary. So that's the stuff that we're going to do today. But first, as always, we're going to do our angel card reading. So I'm just going to do the angel cards today, but here we go. Oh my God, I love that. Oh my gosh, that is me calling in the angels, our guides, and everybody. So these are the cards that I'm using. And so this is going to get us set up for the next couple of days, well, the next week or so. And so what happens is whatever we need to hear the most, those cards will jump out at us. And so I'll pull 3 cards, and then we'll tell the story of what to be looking at this upcoming week for us. So this is something where it's pretty good. I mean, I do a lot of angel parties now, doing events where I do angel card readings. I have different price, special pricing for when I do events. And I use 4 different decks. And I'm telling you, the response that I get from people and how the cards come up with stuff that they're dealing with is unreal. I'm always shocked every single time when things pop up. So let me see what these are. My gosh. We got 1 more to pull. We've got 2 pulled. What do we need to hear? There it is. Okay. So our first card is study. Oh my gosh, you guys, which means, here we go. Here we go. Okay, study. That means that there's a lot going on for me as well as everybody else. Hey, Jamie, Dan. So there's a lot going on, and so it's time for a lot of us to study whatever field that we're going into or something that we want to start learning. Now is the time. So right now, it's really important that you start studying whatever it is that you really want to do. For me personally, there's a lot of different things that I need to study. Real estate investing. My best friend Mary and I are real estate investors now. And we are getting educated on how to get the money and flip houses and do all that kind of stuff. So we're always looking for people who want to participate in the education with us. So studying is a great key to make yourself go into whatever it is that you want to do. However, you have to know that no matter how much studying you do, you actually have to start taking the action at the same time. And that's something that I'm learning is I learn and grow. We're doing the action. So that way we are not staying stuck in the studying and we're actually putting ourselves out there and getting it done. So these cards are coming up for me as well as all of you. Thank you for the likes, you guys. And that's what's happening. So you guys want to make sure you just keep studying and doing the thing that you need to do. The next card is soulmate. So here's the thing. As you are studying and growing, so this is a great story here that's starting. Your soulmate does not mean your significant other that you're with. Your soulmate is somebody who you are supposed to be participating with, growing, learning, and they could be like ruffling your feathers, making you crazy. I have a soulmate that I'm doing that with right now. And you're teaching each other. So this coincides with studying. So if you've got somebody right now who is like pushing buttons or making you push yourself further, growing, that's what that's all about. Your soulmates are you two coming together and learning and pushing each other on purpose to grow and learn. It's not always about what people thinking they're looking for their soulmate, like they're going to fall in love and be like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? And Tish, you're right. Learn as you grow, as you go. So your soulmate is helping you learn as well. You're teaching each other, making each other crazy. But the studying part is something where that is whatever is going on with you. Look at the different perspectives of what's going on in your life at that point, where you're at, and then start growing from there. And the more you learn and go, that's awesome. You're actually getting out of your own way, which is amazing. And self-acceptance. This is a great story. Study, soulmate, and self-acceptance. Self-acceptance is all about your body. It's all about who you are, what you stand for. There's nothing wrong with you. You are absolutely amazing with who you are in this present moment. Too many times we are always trying to do something different, fix ourselves, tweak ourselves, do all this crazy stuff so that we can feel like we belong or we are good enough, right? You have to know right there, right then, with study, soulmate, and self-acceptance, you are perfect right now. You can step into your power, step into what you're doing because you are perfect. You have to accept that deep down inside of you. You have everything that you need deep down inside of you to do whatever it is that you need. And so you guys out there, you have to realize that this is your time. You have to accept the fact that you are awesome, you're powerful, you have the answers. You do not need to stay stuck and be left behind. You can move forward. And when you start to find where you belong in your niche in life, that's when you're going to start moving and you're going to start growing like there's nobody's business. This is something that has taken off for me, which has been absolutely amazing. Being with my best friend Mary, and we're doing the real estate together. We're looking at houses. We're looking for houses to invest in so that we can rehab them and flip them or have them as rentals. We know how to do that. We know how to get you connected. So you can always contact us through Facebook or email us, hey, Garth. Plus, like with my coaching, I coach with the cards. I do regular life coaching. I also do angel card readings, which I've learned how to from my guidance. I use 4 different decks. I use my angel cards, I use my Ascended Masters, I use crystal cards as well as past life cards. And let me tell you, those cards, they have it all organized. Not any reading is the same. And they always hit where they're supposed to with the person who's receiving the reading. And it always is amazing and shocking. And I'm always floored at the information that's received. It's unbelievable. So this is something where it's like you just start getting out and you start really appreciating who you are, accepting yourself fully and knowing that you are perfect. So to have your studying card, which means study, but you've got to get out there and get it done as well. Your soulmate is not just a love interest. Don't look at it that way. Look at it as somebody who's going to push you and make you move forward, and you're doing the same thing for them. You've got it figured out where you're going to meet each other at some point and drive each other crazy. And that's what's happening. And self-acceptance, you know that you are perfect just the way you are. You don't have to fix yourself. You're not broken. However, you could always have room to grow. And the more you're growing, the more you're learning, the more you're expanding, and your world is going to be better. So that is that for the angel reading. And all the angels now are going back. And I want to thank them so much for participating with us. Oh my God, I love it. So yeah, I love it. I just got done doing an event with my girlfriend, Tiffany Patterson. She does Young Living Oils. And her and her, I would call her husband, but they've been together for a long time. They're not really married. Keith Duck, he has his own snowboarding lodge in Algonquin, Illinois, off of Route 31. And they teach kids how to do it, how to snowboard, ski, that kind of thing. It's a lot of fun. And so I was just there this past weekend giving readings on Saturday and Sunday. And let me tell you, it was so much fun to be able to, you know, it's always amazing when you're reading people you don't even know, and these cards come up, and all of a sudden you're in this whole story of what's going on. And when I see the emotion come through people, it's like, holy cow, the cards never lie, because I'm using 4 different decks. I don't see what the cards are until I flip each one over when they're supposed to be flipped, and they teach me where to go and how to go. Every reading is different, but let me tell you, it is phenomenal. So you can always contact me. You can do it through Skype. We could do it on the phone, however you want to do it. So still stay connected with www.justritarealtalk.com. You can contact me through Facebook on Just Rita Real Talk, or Rita Doman. My email is justrita@justritarealtalk.com. And we can get that going. And then Mary is on here too, so you can connect with her, Mary Knopf, or myself if you want to get involved in the real estate and the education. So that's something which is amazing too. So to get into the meat of it, right, of this whole thing, is because there's the energy, our energy. We only have so much energy, right? We've got the energy outside of us. We also have the energy that is deep down inside of us. It's kind of like the fire that's going on. And you'll start to learn more about that if you get Heather Ash Amara, her book. And she'll talk about the energy, the fire that's deep down inside. It's cultivating what your inner self knows, right? And so when we are putting our energy towards things that are not really for our highest good, it really is a distraction. And I hate to add, you know, any kind of attention to any of the drama that's going on in the world, but I'm going to do that right now anyway. So make sure you guys like and share as much as possible. I'm thinking about doing another show during the week where I just do angel card readings. So the more you let people know that that's what I'm doing and what we're doing, that would be awesome. So please share, 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 and love, 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 like. Okay, so our energy. So you guys notice, right? We had flooding like there was nobody's business in July. Then the hurricanes started coming in. Then there was more flooding, more disasters on the East Coast, Texas. Now there's fires going on in, California, that area. There was earthquakes going on. Lots of natural disasters that are happening, which there is nothing that we can do about it, right? They're natural disasters, acts of God, or whatever you want to call it, right? Higher source, power, being, whatever you want to say. So they're what most people call it, acts of God. And no one person is in control of any of the disasters that have occurred. And sometimes, when people are saying, a lot of negative things about one particular person, causing this and causing that, it's like, you've got to be kidding. Nobody has that much power. And then there is the whole thing, with, still the division with the police officers and stuff that's going on there. Now there's a whole controversy about sexual harassment, which I don't even know the guy. I've never even heard of him before. So I'm not even going to bother saying his name, but everybody knows about it because everybody's talking about it. There's a lot of polls going on Facebook, to do the Me Too if you've ever been sexually harassed. And the answer is yes. We all have been sexually harassed in the workplace. Everybody has, men and women both. Young people have been harassed. I mean, women in harassment with men is just as bad, if not worse, than the other side around as well. Some women are pretty bad, and men are pretty bad too. But here's the thing. It's like, we've all been harassed. Why would we put our energy towards that? It's all like a learning curve, growing and learning, and how to be in life, how to behave ourselves, that kind of stuff. I remember when I was younger, all the different stuff, like, when you're younger and you see somebody cute, or you're like, oh my God, and you say silly things and you banter back and forth. That's all sexual harassment, all of it. Or when you receive it, right? When you've got a boss who might really like you, or a coworker, and they don't know how to behave themselves properly, or they just don't know how to communicate or banter a particular way, or the bantering gets a little bit too much, right? It's like we've all been through it. We've all gone through it. However, I know that there are things that are way out of line, things where you're just like, that's disgusting, that's terrible. I mean, I've had that going through school, for crying out loud. I got my breasts when I was in 6th grade. I mean, what 6th grader has a 36C, right? That's a lot of breast. And for me, you know, I had to deal with boys all the time. I learned not to like my body. I learned way back when that, you know, when you have too much, it's too much attention and you want to shoot it down. But a lot of people pay attention to it. I even had a store owner where I lived when I was younger. In high school, I was a freshman in high school, and he thought it was his job to teach me how to be with boys. And he was going to show me, because I was developed, and he was going to show me what was going to happen and how I can help. It was ridiculous, right? So when I talk about these things, I just want everybody to realize that I'm sensitive to the situation. However, we really do got to take things into perspective, right? When you are putting your energy towards adding your story to a poll, it just gives more evidence and more ammunition to keep that stupid conversation going. Hey, Barbara. So that's something that we should start really focusing really on ourselves. I had put out a Facebook little thing by Rita Doman, or Just Rita Real Talk, about keeping your energy focused. You don't have to feed into all the drama that's going on. You don't have to jump on the wagon, so to speak, because when you get on that wagon, your energy is being stolen from you and you don't even realize it. Oh my gosh, I just love her. Barbara Haley, she is my cousin in Las Vegas, and she is absolutely beautiful. I haven't seen her in years, but oh my God, I just love her. But when you get on those wagons, right? So like the stuff that happened in Las Vegas, now that Barbara's on and just the Las Vegas thing came up, I don't know a lot about it, only because I know something terrible happened, obviously. I know about it. I'm just not inundated with it because I'm not there. It doesn't affect me. It's sad. It's horrible. It would affect more Barbara than it would be me because she does work in Las Vegas. But, and that's scary. However, when it was all said and done and everybody is, you know, like done with the helping and getting things handled, because obviously it's been a couple weeks now. Now that the dust is settling, now it's all finger pointing. Who got there first? Who did enough? Who didn't do enough? How this happened. Like when people have ill will, intent to really cause harm and mass destruction, people have an elaborate plan and they are able to do what they need to do as much as they can. That's the plan right in that moment. And everybody's caught off guard. Everybody has to catch their bearings for a second and then move in. So when people are finger pointing and these things like who did a good enough job, who missed the mark, who did this, who did that, stuff like that, it's like, oh my God, why are you putting your energy towards this? You know what I'm saying? The thing with the producer, I think he's a producer, and his wife is the designer, and all the actresses were wearing her clothes. That whole situation there too, it's like we don't need to participate, us as a collective. It doesn't really affect us. It doesn't affect us directly. We each all have our own situations that we deal with, and that's something where we have to start keeping the blinders on and focusing on what is around us, not in front of us. And I hope that, you know what, you guys can call me. Call in at 347-989-8086. Let me do that one more time. I'll actually put that in the little thingy. And we could talk about it if you guys want, because I want to hear your opinion. So say something, mention it, and give me a call. And you can be right on Skype, and you can be part of the show, and we can talk about this. Because when you find other things to put your energy, then you are taking away from you. That drama that is being fed in from social media is stealing your energy. It's stealing your focus. It's stealing your own self. It really is. People don't realize it, that every time you start to put energy towards all this negative as we perceive bad, it eats away at us little by little. We become angry. We become jaded. We become fearful. We don't trust anybody. We don't want to do anything, fly anywhere. We don't want to go to Vegas anymore. We don't want to go to different parts of the country anymore. We don't want to do these things because we're so fearful that something bad's going to happen to us. You know, one of the things that was crazy is thinking about it. When I was coming back from Colorado from the fire walk, I actually flew United on 9/11. Oh, it was 9/11. I was there in September. So I guess it was a month ago. 9/11 on United. And I didn't realize when I booked my flight, and I didn't realize it until I was even checked into the airport, and I was waiting for my girlfriend to get checked in. And so she was working out her little bug. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm looking at the thing, you know, the date. I'm looking at the airline. I didn't even really notice because we had so much military people in the airport in Colorado. And it was crazy to me when all of a sudden it dinged at me. And I said it out loud. And my girlfriend's like, be quiet. Don't even go there. So I was just like, oh my God. But here's the thing. People get so fearful. And that's how it goes. And when you have social media out there constantly, and then people are getting involved and they're putting out their own polls and doing their own thing, that's where you create this collective of drama. You know, like all the stuff that's on there about the police, right? That stuff's still going on. People are literally wearing their cell phones, ready to video at any given moment with any kind of interaction with a cop. You're perpetuating more drama. Of course you're going to find trouble. Of course you're going to have stuff going on because that's where you're putting your energy. But think about this, right? Because it's almost half past the hour, right? It's 7:28. Think about this. The canvas of life. What is your canvas? What does your painting look like? This really hit home for me yesterday. I was thinking about it. Because I'm always working through stuff. I'm always doing self-development. I'm always trying to, you know, make myself better, grow, see different perspectives, right? So you've got this beautiful blank canvas. If anybody's done any kind of painting, you know how you do the paint and sips, or you do painting, healing through paint, you know, that kind of stuff. You've got your blank canvas. And think about it. When you're painting, what do you want it to look like? Do you want it to have you in it with all kinds of turmoil, anger, frustration, fighting, drama, bullshit, right? It's going to be a fiery picture. It's going to be stormy. It's going to be like, oh, what's going on? There's a lot going on in there. Or do you want your painting to look like flowers, colors, rainbows, happiness, excitement, creativity, you know, whatever the beauty is for you? And I could see myself in two different paintings, right? Depending on which day I'm in. It could be the painting of storms and fighting, or it could be the painting of trees and land and sky, rainbows, sun. Where I live, there's this road called Route 31. And to get from McHenry to Crystal Lake, you've got to go, one of the ways is you go down Route 31. And when you're at the top of the hill, coming from McHenry, you go down this dip and then you go back up to get into Crystal Lake. But when you're at the peak of the hill from McHenry, you could see your distance. You could see this long road. And I noticed the other day, it's been a couple of days now that I've really noticed it, which really every time I see it, it's amazing. Hey, Denise, is the top of the hill going into Crystal Lake looks like angel wings. And I was like, oh my God, this is going to be a great day. That was Saturday when I first noticed it. I don't know what it was, but now I just see those angel wings. And it was Saturday when I noticed it because I was on my way to my girlfriend's event in, oh my God, Raging Buffalo in Algonquin. And I knew that day, even though it was rainy, it was gray, stormy, I knew it was going to be an amazing day. And let me tell you, it was. And now every time I see it, I could just see those wings. And it's like stuff like that for me, when I see the beauty like that. Hey, Kim, that's when I am like in awe. I love it. And so that's what I want my paintings to look like. Now, of course, I'm going to still have, storm, right? I'm still going to have fighting and arguing. We're all human beings. We all have emotions. We're beings, spiritual beings having human experiences. That's why we're here. And so we will put our energies in places and we forget who we are. We forget what we're looking for. We forget what we're doing when we're putting that energy into other stuff. Oh my gosh. Hey, Suzanne. So that's the stuff what I'm talking about. I know, because I even had somebody respond to the one little quote that I did either earlier this week or late last week. And they're like, well, there's things that are dear to my heart, and how could I just sit by and not do anything about it? I'm not talking about that. If there's something that you can do about something right now, that's something that you should do. Then participate and do it. When my neighborhood was flooding, my husband and I, we got involved. We took care of a lot of people. We helped a lot of people. We helped ourselves. There's a lot that you do in a collective because it was affecting us right then and there. My girlfriend Tiffany, her and her friends made bug spray through the Young Living oils. She knew other people that it was affecting that she could help, and so she helped us out. She helped out neighborhoods that were underwater and had a bad mosquito problem with their bug spray. Amazing. But if it's something that is not directly hitting you or affecting you in any way, don't let that steal your focus. Don't let it steal your energy. If you can, with the thing that they had going on with Facebook, don't forget to like and share, you guys. With the things, like the disasters, with Facebook, there was where you could donate money, a couple of bucks here, a couple of bucks there. I mean, I donated some money to different causes with some of the disasters that were going on. I'm not right there, but I can definitely do that, and I can participate and help. Thank you. I can definitely participate and help in that respect, but I don't have to, get myself so involved. I don't have to sit and watch houses burn down in order to, do something. I could donate some money here to help out with that cause. I don't need to inundate myself with this crazy sexual harassment, whatever that is. I don't know all the details because I'm not participating in that. But I don't need to sit and comment on these polls. I don't need to put me too on my Facebook page to let people know that I've been harassed. Shit, I've been harassed. I can't even tell you how many times. And I can't tell you how many times I've harassed somebody who I liked or didn't like, right? So it's like we got to start looking at different perspectives. We have to start really picking and choosing where we're putting our energy. Because when you start to put your energy towards something that's not going to raise your vibration higher, it's not going to get you to your goal, it's not going to get you to where you want to be. When you start inundating yourself with that negative, how we perceive negative energy, you are then going to be in a crappy mood. Do you know that when you focus on something negative like that or something that's happening, you're actually telling the universe, I want more of that. So more of that energy, more of those situations are going to come to you. Hey, Cheryl, more of that's going to come to you. That's the stuff that I'm talking about. So if you're thinking negatively and you're inundating yourself with all the bad stuff that we perceive it as bad is going to start finding you. And then you're going to be in that situation like, oh my God, nothing ever happens for me. This is always happening. This is only happening. It's like, oh my God, you've got to stop. You've got to change your language. You've got to change what you want your painting to look like. If you want your painting to be inundated with drama, you're going to have the drama. Your painting is going to look like this fight, this fight, this fight. This is happening. This is exploding. This is burning down, right? Who's the common denominator in all those events? You or me. That's the stuff you want to avoid. That's what you want to get away from. You want to create a painting that is like literally rainbows and butterflies, magic, fairies, I don't know, unicorns, pixie dust, whatever it is that you want. Paintings that just show joy, love, color. You know what I mean? That's the stuff you want to like really think about it. How do you want your painting to look? If you guys want to call in and talk to me and discuss this topic, we've literally got almost a little over 20 minutes left. The number is 347-989-8086. I invite you to participate in this conversation because I would love to hear your opinion, and you'll be able to call and be on the show, and it's a great conversation. I'd like to hear your perspective. I'd like to hear, you know, what it is. That's something else that you can look at. What kind of situation do you find yourself in all the time? You know, when we don't learn a certain situation, if we don't learn something, we repeat the class over and over and over. Do you ever know those people who talk about like, oh my God, this always happens to me? Why does it always happen to you? Because you're not learning the lesson. You're not figuring it out. You are not taking yourself out of the equation. You're the common denominator of it always happening with you. So if you can recognize that, shift and change your mindset, you're going to be set to go, right? The holidays are coming up. I know, we just freaked all out about that. It's crazy. I can't even believe how, I swear to God, I feel like it was just July. And I have not been able to catch up since. But think about it. What's your holiday going to look like this year? What are those parties going to look like this year? What are you going to be talking about? What conversations are you going to avoid? Who are you going to stay away from? How many people have been disowned because of who they voted for this year? I have never seen so many people and so much drama over a presidential election. I think this is one of the biggest and the worst presidential elections. And let me tell you, we're almost up to a year when we voted for presidency. November, you guys. And people are still talking about it. It's like, get over it. It doesn't affect you anymore. It's over. Your part is done. We voted. He won. She didn't. It is what it is. We can't do anything about it. So why are you keeping that in your life? Why have you disowned your friends and family because of their views? Or they've disowned you because of yours? Think about it. That's so dumb. I shouldn't say it like that, but it really is. If you think about it, it would be like, say, a pooper scooper, because that's really what it comes down to. I use this pooper scooper, and somebody uses this pooper scooper, and they're like, I can't be with your friend, be your friend anymore because you refuse to use the type of pooper scooper that I use. That's how it is, my friends. That's how it is. When you're talking about stuff like that and you're just owning people because of their political views, like, who cares? It doesn't affect you. Nobody's coming to your house for dinner. Nobody's making sure you're paying your bills other than you. So why would you let this particular situation control the relationships in your life because you don't think the same way? If our higher power wanted us to think the same way, we would all be robots and we wouldn't be here. That would be the end of it. Having a sip of coffee. It's got a cute little design inside. Looks like a cat. Anyway, that's how that rolls. It's amazing when you can start to look at different perspectives. And that's the biggest thing. That's why I love what I do, because thank you so much, Suzanne. I want people to start looking at different things. Take your glasses off with all the filters and start seeing something different. Start seeing a different perspective. I mean, really, when you're talking about the presidency stuff, it really is talking about pooper scoopers. There is no other way to talk about it. And I think that was just brilliant. It's like pooper scoopers. Because either way, it doesn't matter who got in, the same thing would happen 100%. It doesn't matter if Hillary was president, the same shenanigans would still be happening. It doesn't matter who. But I'm surprised that this is going on almost a full year. I mean, that to me is absolutely crazy. So it's like pooper scoopers, literally. So start to look at different perspectives. Start to plan for your holiday. Start to plan how you're going to get away from different topics, how you're not going to engage. How are you going to get away from a family function or a party without making a fool out of yourself or getting involved in the drama and ruining up what's going on? Think about it. That's where this is so important, this conversation. Hey, Jason. Oh my gosh, you love my laugh, Barbara. You are amazing. But that's something that you really want to look at. You want to look at how are you going to prepare for the holiday season, what it is that you're going to do. Because these conversations are so vital to be prepared for. People are like dropping people like flies because of the way they see things. And there's so much sensitivity going on in the world right now where people don't know how to even handle it. So they would rather just block you, disown you, be done with you, because they don't know how to be with other people who don't think the same way as you do. And that's the hardest part. You could be like totally in love with somebody and you're like, oh my gosh, this person's perfect. And then they have a different view and they're like, oh my God, you are out of my life because you don't think the way that I think. That's tough. And to be in those situations, that means your energy, everything's being stolen from you in that moment. Think about it. I mean, honestly, can you imagine the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning is you turn on the TV and you're listening to the news? What do you hear? You hear negativity, 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 negativity. There is nothing good that comes on the news. Hey, Amanda, it is violence. It is all negative, horrible stuff going on. And they drill you in it over and over and over. They talk about the same topics every half an hour, over and over and over. Then the weather comes in. It's like, hey, Bill, all the weather comes in, right? And you've got storms here, fires here, hurricanes there. You've got earthquakes here. It's like when you're ready to walk out the door, you are like, oh my God, I wonder if we're going to make it. A lot of people are wondering if the world is going to end very soon because of all the craziness that's going on in the world weather-wise. The planet is pretty much cleansing itself right now. But all of this stuff perpetuates a lot of fear. And that is not what you need to inundate yourself with. The more you are shutting yourself off, the more you can focus on the subject at hand of what it is that's going on in your life. You don't need, exactly, Jason, the flood. You don't need to keep all this in your conversation. You don't need to inundate yourself with it. You don't need to worry about all that stuff. I always say, put on your blinders. You know, pretend like you're that horse and you've got your blinders on and you can only see right now what's going forward. What affects you directly, that's the stuff that you pay attention to. Yes, so Cheryl dropped her cable, so she's much happier with without it, less negativity. Hey, Angie, I agree with you. I mean, I've been watching, I love reality TV, right? That's like my, reality TV is so stupid. I just absolutely love it because you think about how many people in reality are always fighting with each other. And to me, it's ridiculous because in my world, it doesn't occur. It doesn't occur anymore. It used to be like a really good reality show. I could have lived in an awesome reality show. But now it's like, you know, I love getting that stuff because it frees up my mind. I don't really care about it. Or I watch Netflix. I watch a lot of spiritual stuff. I watch a lot of things that lift me up, and I get to see different perspectives, that kind of stuff. Yes, Amanda, Housewives, for sure. She and I are really good with the Housewives. But that's something where you've got to start doing something different and stay away from the stuff that's going to bring you down first thing. And people don't realize how much that brings you down, especially your first moments of waking up and going to bed. So when you are getting ready for bed at night, you want to close your mind. You want to turn off the stuff that has got any kind of lingering negative thoughts or emotions, because you want to go to bed and have a good night's sleep. You don't want to be dreaming about that kind of stuff during the night, because then it keeps you up. It keeps you awake. It wakes you up in the morning and you're like, "Arr!" You know what I mean? You're like ready to fight. I know that has occurred for me. There's been time, well, a lot of times, sometimes if I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing, I'll wake up and I'm angry. I don't even want to be next to myself when I get up in the morning. It's because I've inundated myself with so much drama. I haven't done that for a long time, but I used to. And I would wake up and it's like, oh my God, I tell everybody, stay away from me. You don't even want to be near me because I don't even want to be with myself. But that's because I used to do the same thing, inundate myself with the drama. And when you stop, and people are like, well, don't you want to know what's going on in the world? No, I really don't, because it really doesn't affect me. I still have to get up. I still have to go somewhere. I still have to pay bills. I still have to do this, I still have to do that, and create what it is that I'm trying to create in my world. So if I'm focusing just primarily on that, my world goes to hell in a handbasket, because I'm going to turn into an old, haggy, crotchety old lady. Hey, John, and that is no good for me, nor is it any good for anybody else. So that's what I want to focus on. And so that's the thing that I want to bring to light. Have perspective, you know, have a sense about you where I'm not talking about whatever is directly hitting you right now. Of course, you've got to deal with that stuff. I mean, I had somebody make a comment saying, well, I have to deal with this at hand. Well, then deal with this at hand. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the stuff that does not affect you directly. It may affect you somewhere, but it doesn't right now. It doesn't directly. So why would you put all your energy into that attention? Because they're saying, hey, you're powerless. Let me just take it. You don't know what to do with your energy. Just give it to me. We're good. And then you're going to sit there and you are going to be locked in on every single thing. Now, all the fires that are going on in California, Californians, they got to be prepared. They've got to inundate themselves with it because they got to know what to do, where to go. Is it going to affect their home? What's happening? All that stuff. Same thing with the hurricanes and the floods. All that stuff. I understand that. I'm talking about the rest of us who are not affected directly. We can't do anything about it. Why are we taking all of our energy and putting it there? And then we're telling ourselves, you're not important enough. So you just flail around like a dead fish out of water. And then you just put all that energy there. Think about it. These are things that you definitely want to start thinking about. How are you putting your energy? How are you waking up in the morning? How are you being in your life in a day-to-day moment? What does your painting look like? Did you wake up this morning and you've got this big, beautiful, big, white, clear canvas, and then by the end of the day, you're looking at it, it looks like a shitstorm? Or does it look like, oh my God, this and this and this and this, and it's like popping with color and everything looks beautiful, and you can really see that you had an awesome day because you minded your own business, You kept your blinders on, you did what you needed to do for you, and you kept your energy to yourself. You're not at the end of the day completely drained and you can't even lift your head up. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, it is 10 to the hour, 10 minutes to 8 o'clock. I can't believe how fast this goes, but I think we're still going to just keep the show at 8, down to 1 hour. But that's the stuff that I'm talking about. That's the stuff where you're like, what are we going to do? How are we going to live our lives? And it's a great way. You know, we're going to be doing what? We've got Halloween next week. So next Saturday is the 28th. So that following Tuesday, I think it is Halloween. Oh, yeah, I think it is on Tuesday. So that's something that you want to look at. How are you going to handle Halloween? How are you going to handle it with your kids? How are you going to handle it with the kids coming in? You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. And then that next day on Wednesday is November 1st. That's when everybody gets into crazy mode because Thanksgiving's coming. Now all of a sudden we got to get the house fixed. We got to do the remodeling. We got to do this and this and this because we have company coming. Then you've got, you know, Black Friday. Then you've got Christmas, New Year's. You've got all this stuff happening. Presents. People are going crazy with presents. Buy, buy, buy. You don't have to buy, buy, buy. There's things where you can put your energy. Start to shift and change now. Start to plan. Start enjoying what you have. Enjoy the world around you. What do you want it to look like? Start thinking about that right now. What do you want the next couple of months to look like? And I'm telling you, you can either shift and change it right now, or you can take a long time and go as fast or as slow as you want it. It's totally up to you. And either way you do it, it's perfect, right? Because it's perfect for you. And when you catch yourself in, you know, putting your energy into stuff that doesn't matter or relate to you, then you're going to start to realize, like, oh yeah, that's right. Pull back. Let's do something different. Let's put our energy somewhere else. Let's do something different. Let's think about something different. There's all kinds of great inspiration that you can find in books. You can find on the internet. You can find on Netflix. You can actually even find on cable some positive stuff. Those are the things that you want to start looking towards. Like, what can you do that you love to do, but you don't give yourself the time to do it because you're so busy focusing on all the other stuff. So think about that. Start to write. You know, when you have things happening to you, you can write and you can rewrite your story. You can write down the good, the bad, the ugly. Then you can look and write again. What did I learn from it? What did I get out of it? How am I today because of it? And then you can write another page of whatever that is, how you're grateful for going through all the different things that you went through because what you learned and what you got out of it, who you are today because of it. You can shift and change your whole world in moments and keep it, make it stick. That's the stuff I'm talking about. You don't have to carry your baggage and you don't have to put yourself in somebody else's baggage. A lot of times we are so emotional in who we are, we take on the emotions of other people as well. And we don't realize that's happening. People don't realize how empathic they are because that's what it is. And so they will take on somebody else's problems as if it's their own. And that's how they jump in to that kind of stuff too. So you can always protect yourself. You always want to know, is this your stuff or is this somebody else's that you are actually taking on? Because all of a sudden you had this, you never had this problem, but now you do. Why do you? What happened? When did it happen? And you can figure that stuff out and then you can shift and change it. And you can easily say, oh my God, that's not mine. And you're done with it. Please take it, move it on. And when you draw the line of what you're going to allow into your life compared to what you've been doing, when you draw that line, think of it, the line in the sand, you cannot cross. Once you cross that line in the sand, you're done. Seriously, think about that. There's a lot of different things that you can start doing to shift and change your mindset. And sometimes people have to be gone. That's okay too. Because sometimes people want to stay where they're at. And if you have to drag somebody kicking and screaming, you're going to have to drag and kick and drag them and with them kicking and screaming forever. So you get to decide what it is that you want in your life, what it is that you want. Who do you want to be? Who do you want around you? What do you want your world to look like? Do you want it to be crazy chaos? Or do you want it to be calm and peaceful and colorful and happy and go lucky? Now, obviously, you're going to have your ebbs and flows, right? But because what goes up must come down. It happens all the time. But you can be with it and you can understand it and you can see the different perspectives. That's the thing that I'm talking about here. So we are 5 to the hour. Holy cow. But that's something that I want you to think about. Where are you putting your energy? This is something that you really want to think about. This is something that you really want to start working on, especially now with the holidays coming. I mean, they literally are going to be right across the street, not even around the corner. They're like right there in front of us. This last half of the year has gone by so fast, I can't even stand it, to be quite honest. It's like every time I turn around, we're nearing the end of another month, starting a new one. And I feel like I'm still way back here, and that's not the case. So that's something I really want you to participate. I invite you to start changing your mindset. Start changing what you're watching, what you're listening to. If you're in the car all the time, start listening to either Pandora or, you know, people if they have the Sirius, or, you know, start listening to books in the car. Start doing something different, or just be quiet in the car. You know, start to think and start to create in the car. I just, it was yesterday, I started creating different things in my life. I was writing out literally pages of stuff. I was working through a lot of different things through my writing yesterday as I'm reading this book. And I wrote in there that I'm going to start saying yes to opportunity. And so my phone was left at home, not on purpose, yesterday. So I literally went from 8 o'clock in the morning until I think 6:30 when I finally got home without my phone. It was crazy. But there was a phone call on there about an opportunity with a golf course and what I'm doing with coaching. And so I ended up returning their phone call. They called me back today. And what a great opportunity that I said yes to about advertising my business on their golf cards for 2018 into 19. And I get to change my ad 3 times in the year for a nice fee for the rest of the year. And they're going to create a logo, everything for me. It's like, are you kidding me? It's like I'm saying yes to the opportunities because I started to create what I wanted. So this is what I want to invite you to do. What you think about, you bring about into your world. So if you're thinking about the drama, you're thinking about the stuff that's going on in social media.
Seconds.
Oh my God, there's only 90 seconds left. If you're thinking about those things, that's the stuff that I want you to start shifting and changing. Start creating what it is you want to see in your life, what it is that you want to do. When you're working with events or you're working with charities, yes, you're inundated with a lot of different things. However, inundate yourself with the help, the love, people coming to you, not about the type of the charity it is, because obviously charities are typically with the stuff that's happening. Oh my gosh. But that's the stuff that you want to start dealing with, like the goodness of it, the loving part of it, the people where they're coming together and getting all that stuff with you. So that's the stuff that I have for you today, my friends. That's what I wanted to share and let you know that I am here. I am back. I have got a whole bunch of subjects. I've got people who can participate on the show if they want to. They can call in. I've got to learn how to see if I can't have somebody with a 2-way on here. But my gosh, you guys, I think that's amazing. Thank you so much for participating with me tonight. It's been awesome.
10 seconds.
Oh my gosh, 10 seconds. That's crazy. All right, my friends, I love you. You're amazing. Thank you. Please like and share. You guys are awesome. And I'm going to figure out when I'm going to do angel card readings on another night so that you guys can call in and get read. So we'll do smaller ones with that. So thank you. Bye.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Oh my gosh. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. You guys have a great night. We'll see you next Thursday. Bye.